Hey guys, this is Chris, your Comic Intellect P. I am doing another video here at a comic book shop here in my hometown of Paducah, Kentucky. We are at Infinite Collectables. And what I'm doing is stopping at different comic book shops along on my job. Y'all know that I am a truck driver, and I will stop at different comic book shops and let them pick out their top 10, top 15, whatever they like, covers that they like. And it doesn't have to be over the top expensive. It can be out of a dollar bin. As long as the cover is cool and they like it, heck, we're going to show it here. And what we're going to do is we're going to show a little bit, and you can say, hey, hey.
Hey, what's up?
And
my name's Alex.
Yep, this is Alex. Well, I didn't say yet, but this is Alex.
I own Infinite Collectables with my brother Adam, and it's been hot and heavy with the comic books and the collectibles, and we're grateful for that. Paducah seems to have a ton of great stuff in it. It's a ton of great people and a ton of collectibles.
So exactly how long have y'all been here now?
Well, Adam and I were traveling with comics. We were doing Comic-Cons for about 4 years before we got the brick and mortar. This place used to be Gamer's Paradise, and it was here for about 7 years before we bought it and switched it to Infinite Collectibles. So altogether, we've been here 3 years now. It's been about 10 years.
Yeah, well, that's really cool, because I remember way back in the day, this used to be a video store.
Yes.
And my wife worked in said video store.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
But
awesome. She's fired.
Where she works now, she don't have to worry about videos now. But hey, let's see what you got on some of the covers that you like.
I chose a few covers that just speak to me as a fan. All right. A few of them are pricier books. In top grade, this Fantastic Four 65 is a pretty good book. But this is not in great grade. It's the first appearance of Ronan the Accuser. I love the Jack Kirby covers. In the Silver Age, I love a brown cover. There's another Fantastic Four with Silver Surfer on the cover. He's kind of flying on the cover with the brown cover, and you don't see the brown cover that often.
Well, and it seems like the brown holds up more than like the yellows and the reds, because they fade over time, but the brown stays.
Exactly, and I just love the way Ronan pops with the green against the brown. Whoever was coloring for these, and it wasn't Kirby or Lee's suggestions, I'm sure, but it just pops, and that's what I love about Silver Age comic books. I have the second appearance of Hobgoblin. The first one's awesome, where he's tearing the costume.
Yes.
But this thing is awesome. You got your Green Goblin-esque stuff. Sorry about the glare.
We're not getting much glare.
They're in high quality bags. But just like the brown on this one, I love the yellow. And my favorite comic book cover color is yellow or pink. And I love that. I love that. You got Kirby Crackle around here, even though this is John Romita Jr., kind of doing his dad's thing. But you got that Marvel excitement, that crackle, that pop. Snap, crapple, pop. Sorry, I said crappled. But Hobgoblin's one of my favorite villains. And this was kind of, even though this predates me as a fan, it was kind of new when I jumped in. Now,
where does he compare to you to Green Goblin?
Well, I like Green Goblin better as an arch nemesis, but Hobgoblin is, I really like crime and when he works for the Kingpin and things like that.
Well, see, that was with me. I liked the fact that Osborn as a whole was the greater arch enemy.
Yes, I like the Green Goblin as Spider-Man's
but then Hobgoblin he was just a little form of chaos.
Now, there are a few versions of Hobgoblin, and I love every one of them. I guess this ended up being Robert Kingsley, I think.
That was the first one.
And then Jason McKendall did it. He was also the Lantern. I guess his name was Jack-o'-lantern. Yeah. And then there was a demon one.
The
he was similar to Demogoblin.
Demogoblin, yeah.
But there was a Hobgoblin like that. You guys can figure it out in the comments. And then there's a new one called Phil Urich, who is Ben Urich's son, and he's awesome. He has a big sword and a scream that's really cool.
And,
anyways,
Hobgoblin. And his cape is all tore up too, which is very damn cool.
I love the new Hobgoblin look. I think he's dead though.
Now,
there's a movie coming out soon.
Yes.
Shazam. Black Adam, I believe The Rock's supposed to play him. And this guy, even on this cover, has The Rock's hairline. This book pops to me I'm not a huge fan. Not that I'm not a fan at all, but I'm not a huge fan of this character. But the blue and the light blue and the action of the cover just pops to me. I love the DC TV at the top. And what I really love, and it's not on this because this is Bronze Age, but in the Silver Age, DC had the checkers at the top of the books. I love it. But I love DC's trade dress for this magazine. Really a cool one. Now, this was in my era. Wolverine, you know, if you're in the 25 to 35 demographic, Wolverine was the man in the 90s.
Okay, I'm 49, man. And he was the man when I was in.
Okay, my brother loves the brown and yellow better. I like the yellow and blue better because of the 90s cartoon. But not just this cover, X-Men 211, but I love this whole month while they were releasing with the silver background and all the characters around the corner. And at the time when we first got into comic books, Spider-Man was wearing the black costume. So you come back to it now as an adult and you know it was only temporary, but it always makes you feel something.
Well, and that's what makes me happy. I've got every issue where it was the first of the black. Out of the awesome. Amazing, Spectacular, into the web.
Oh,
yes. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Hey there, how you doing? Silver Surfer 62. This is a 90s book. It's not worth anything. Let me know if I can help you. It is drawn by Ron Lim, and I just, once again, with the Kirby crackle and the energy of the picture, I just love this book. I bought it at a not this particular issue, but this issue I bought at the gas station down the road from my mom and dad's house, and it's probably responsible for why I'm here. I just love the cover of it. It makes me happy. And the Silver Surfer, I love that he's always white and there's no reflections in him, but he's silver. But all the little glares and stuff coming off of him, I just love it. It is definitely an homage to Kirby, but Ron Lim's one of the greatest artists of the 90s. Also, his Thanos is the best story ever. Excuse me. But one of the best things is I remember this at that time, 1983 is before I was born. So I must have had...
you can shut up now. That makes me feel bad.
I must have had cards and stuff. Well, I had older brothers. Older brothers. I had one older brother and all his friends, who might as well be brothers. But this was the first appearance of Storm Shadow. And actually, the guy who was friends with my brother and still is, this is in his box of stuff to buy in the back. So I've got to put it back because he's coming to get it. But first appearance of Storm Shadow, this cover's been homaged several times. I really love this cover. Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, all that stuff from the 90s. It really, really was awesome.
Oh, it really was.
Even though that's the 80s, it kept on into the 90s.
Now, to throw a quick story in on the G.I. Joe, I have a friend of mine, had the entire run from 1 all the way up till he went into the service.
All right.
While he was in the service, his mom sold it at a yard sale for $10.
That's awful, man.
He still hasn't forgave her, but that's okay. He still loves her, but
That's terrible to hear, man. Okay, I'm gonna do a goofy one real quick. This bad boy. I mean, come on. We need one graded in a 9.8, maybe a 9.9. This another one. It's stupid. It was goofy, but guest starring Spider-Man first issue. You know it's not a collector's item if it says it on the cover. Okay, guys? If it says it on the cover, it's not worth anything. Okay? He went from sacking quarterbacks to tackling crime.
Oh, yeah.
All right? This is a piece of crap, but it holds a place in my heart.
And didn't he shoot out pennies or something? Or he had a bad guy that shot out pennies at him, or
something like that.
Yeah,
it looks like Brock Lesnar. And you know, it's funny because it's basically a Spider-Man comic. Look at him. I mean, golly. He even says NFL on his costume.
Well, they did do the little team up, but it didn't last too long.
Do you know this guy's name?
That wasn't. Oh crap! What is his name?
Impossible Man.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking Mixelplick, and I'm like, no, that's DC.
They look similar. One thing, I only had one DC book, but this is gold. This is gold. But we were more into Marvel growing up. Codename Wolverine, another one that's not worth any money at all. I pulled this out of my dollar book. Same with the Super Pro. but it brings me to a place. It's like when you hear a song that you fell in love with a girl with, right? This is my song for me and Wolverine. Codename Wolverine, Weapon X File, Top Secret. Awesome. Do you remember this?
Oh yeah.
Dang, man.
And then they did the one with Sabretooth, almost exactly like it, but it's in the
Exactly.
full red.
And I'd like to also say this game on the NES, we sell video games here too. This game is terrible. And Wolverine,
terrible.
Wolverine fuels his life bar by eating hamburgers.
Yeah, but we still played it though. That's the thing.
It's still.
You cannot help it.
Yes, exactly. So hard. But I loved, even as a kid, I would tear this stuff out.
Because you got the brown and the yellow there.
Yes, and hanging on the wall. Jim Lee, who runs DC Comics now, but back in the day, he was a Marvel guy. You really got to start with Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, this book, not a good book. Probably not even a good story, but a place in my heart. The last two really are awesome, have a place in my heart, and beautiful covers. Daredevil 181 is the death of Elektra. Right now, Daredevil's super popular with what's going on Netflix.
Season 3
so
just
is
dropped.
Bullseye. He is honestly one of the best villains of any TV shows I've ever seen. And Kingpin is just a hair better. But Daredevil is the best thing I think that's been adapted for TV, maybe film. I'm not sure.
Well, I like the Punisher also.
The Punisher
but
was
Daredevil
amazing.
is.
It's got one
great.
little beard hair over it, right?
Yeah.
But guys, what's my rule? Yellow cover. I love yellow covers. This thing pops. Oh man, it pops and it feels good. And it's got a significant death in it, so spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. We put those notes on them so they're easier to sell.
Well, when it says Death of Elektra, it's kind of good. It's an easy little giveaway.
Now, guys, I wish I had the original copy of this book,
all?
but I don't. So we pulled this one out of the dollar box. This book right here is probably the most important comic book for Marvel Comics, I'd say. Maybe the world. I'm not sure. I mean, you can argue that Batman and Superman are more popular, but that's an argument. You know, they've certainly been around longer. The Spider-Man, this book is so important to comic books, to all of us as fans. There's another little bit. Jack Kirby did the cover. He doesn't do the interiors. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, they're such a great team. Just to have this moment and to start the Marvel age. I mean, Fantastic Four came before this, and and Avengers and all that. But this right here, Spider-Man, he is my character.
Oh yeah, well, it gave you a hero that was
he's like me,
vulnerable.
Yes, and he saves the world. He goes home to make himself a meal, and he's got no milk for his cereal. That's me, and that's why I love Spider-Man. So this book, this book is super important to me.
All right, well.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. And anybody wants to get some good deals on some books, just come on down here and check them out.
Right on.
Catch y'all later on.